Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It is Wednesday, July 5th. News coming out of Ukraine. Zelensky has gone on the news media sources to say that Russia has planted explosives on the tops of the number 3 and number 4 reactor. I believe it's a 6 reactor nuclear plant in Zaporizhzhia. When Russia was asked about this, they said that they have information suggesting that Ukraine's going to do a false flag operation and launch a bomb loaded with nuclear, basically launch a dirty bomb at the power plant, their own power plant. That's in Ukraine. That's a nuclear power plant. Russia's talking points make no sense. And with just those two statements alone, Russia's not telling the truth. So, Spirit, what's going on with that nuclear power plant? Then we'll follow it up to see if anything dire is going to happen. Going on with that nuclear power plant for entertainment purposes only. Come on down. Let's see what we got. Okay, somebody's trying to pull one over on people. Again, 7 of Swords, trying to sneak off, trying to, basically sneak off, lay blame. This is not an honest upfront card. This is the sneaking around card, and it's crossed by the 6 of Cups. That naivety, that agreement, I think, is Russia trying to? Russia's trying to do something. They're trying to play people off as fools, and I don't think anybody's buying it. There's that naivety that everything's in Europe, everything's safe. We can have nuclear power plants. Everybody's going to get along, and Russia's not playing by the rules. We have international rules. Russia's not playing by it. Do they want to blow this up? Putin does. Will the people in the power plant want to blow it up? There's the real question. Okay, so here we go. The Empress. In the past, again, this is, the Russia card where, or even Ukraine, where Ukraine was supplying, food for the world, and it's the world's breadbasket. And Russia wants to come in and take over the Ukraine and recreate the old Soviet Union. So it's the same old in the past. You could even say this nuclear power plant is the Empress because it was providing energy for Ukraine as well as other European nations. I'm sure if they had excess, they were selling it. Current situation is the 10 of Swords. We're coming to an end, to a completion of things. Does that mean they're going to blow it up, or does that mean that Ukraine's going to come in and take over? I know the offensive, from what I've read, is nearby, and if the offensive is more successful, it will surround and cut off the troops inside that nuclear power plant. So I think that's what that end is saying. It's not necessarily they're going to blow it up, but that the troops that are in there, their reign of terror is going to come to an end. Now, overarching this is the Queen of Cups. Are people going to maintain their calm, cool, collective nature as the end comes near? Or are they going to panic and blow the lid off the place? Notice that it's got a lid on it, just like those reactors. The lesson to be learned is the Ace of Pentacles. I don't necessarily think that Russia's blackmailing NATO. They could be. They might want sanctions released or something like that so they don't blow it up. But I also think that what we really have here is the Queen of Cups has to be very concerned about their health and well-being and the health and well-being of their loved ones and everybody around that nuclear power plant. Basically, if the commandant or the person in charge of that plant, the officer in charge for the Russian army, is given an order to blow that plant up, they have to go through this dilemma. They probably already have or are going through the dilemma of, do I really do this when this time comes. Outcome? Well, if you do that, you're going to end up with nuclear winter and a lot of people that are struggling. But it could also very well be that the person who has to make this decision is left out in the cold. They have, they're ordered to do something, and now they have to make a decision that overrides that order, in which case they'll be disavowed or, they'll become prisoners of war. But would Putin consider him a traitor? Sure. Underneath it all is the Eight of Cups, the walking away. If the Pentacles was about bribery, it's because of the harsh conditions in Russia and Putin. I think Putin's trying to strong-arm things here. That's what's going on. These are not great cards. I don't think they're going to blow up that nuclear reactor, but if they do, good things are not going to happen from this. So let's ask the question. No, they blow up the nuclear reactor. If you were to listen to Sterling's Psychic Medium, which I think many of us do, the answer would be no. He's not been seeing that happening, and he would probably fall back on a second argument that if we do have extraterrestrials that are monitoring that plant, they will do everything in their power to prevent that from happening or contain. So got that. He's a very good intuitive. But those are not great cards right now. I feel badly for the Russian troops inside that power plant because they are put in an awful decision. All right, so are they planning on blowing that place up? Are they going to get the order? Well, if they get the order, they're in a crossroads. They have to really evaluate if what they do is worth it, whether it's the decision to blow it up or to not blow it up. They have to look at the situation and evaluate it. In the past, they've worked hard. They've had military operations to take over that nuclear power plant, and they've mined around the plant. They've kept the workers in check and have been fighting in this war. Now comes the Queen of Swords. Now comes the harshness. You're gonna have to make a decision, and that decision, it's very much a Queen of Swords decision. Do you blow up the 2 reactors on a nuclear power plant, one of the larger ones in the EU? There we go again. Because if you do, or it's like you have to walk away. And who are you walking away from? You're going to walk away from the order telling you to blow it up and become like a traitor to the country? Or do you follow the order to blow it up and walk away from basically humanity, because you will have made that whole area around there uninhabitable, and you better hope that the wind's blowing the proper way and it's not blowing back to your hometown. Lesson to be learned is the order will come quick and the decision needs to be made quickly. That Queen of Swords decision needs to be made quickly by whoever that order comes into. Card of Truth. The world. The outcome is the world. The end of things. The end of the world. That's not the answer folks want to hear. I think, though, that it can, again, just like that Ten of Swords, that world card is more the, whatever decision they make impacts the world. If you blow it up, you are definitely impacting the world in a negative way. If you don't blow it up, you're impacting the world in a positive way, even if it doesn't help the war cause here. Underneath it, though, is justice. What's the right thing to do? That leads me to believe that if that order is given, it will not be followed, because it would be unjust to basically blow up that plant and make all the area around it inhospitable to live. Not to mention again, nuclear fallout from that, it's not going to stay there. It's going to get in the atmosphere and it's going to start traveling. Which way are the prevailing winds going that day? Are they going back into Russia? Are they going into your hometown? Are they going to where your relatives live? I'll just ask this straight up question. I don't think that gives me some confidence that that the whoever, if that order is given, that they won't follow it. So 2 more cards, 2 more writings. Will Putin give the order? And then the follow-up will be, will that order be followed? Will Putin give the order to blow up that nuclear power plant? Well, Putin or any general that gets to make that decision. I'm assuming Putin gets to make that decision. Blow up that plant. Give the order. Where's your Queen of Swords? Somebody's going to give that order. Truth will be revealed. Page of Pentacles. Coming in fast. With the Lovers. Will Putin or somebody give that order? If they do, I think Putin would give that order, but I don't think that that order would even be conveyed. What is the Lover's card here? I think it's, you know what? This is more of a hostage situation than anything else. I think this is Putin trying to leverage it. Yeah, I'm going to give that order, so, hey, here I am coming up with this order here. What are you going to do about it? And, intelligence might reveal some things. Things are going to happen quickly. I think he's threatening, he's saber rattling because he wants to get into that truce. He wants to get into a ceasefire with Ukraine. I think this is a power play on his part to get into negotiations with Ukraine. And he's trying to do that quickly. Why? Well, he's been shown to be vulnerable. What happened with the Wagner Group and all the fallout and all the intrigue that happened with that. I think his number 2 military commander was detained. There's a lot going on. I mean, Putin, the crack is shown in Putin's armor, and now maybe he's trying to negotiate an end to this war so that he can further protect himself from those who would unalive him and take his place at the head of Russia. Again, I don't doubt that he would do it, but I think the vibe I'm getting from it is that this is something to try and force negotiations between a ceasefire or peace talks between Ukraine and Russia. Okay, but if the order is given, would it be followed? If the order is given, would it be followed? Going forward with that message, Page of Cups, people would look at things oddly. There'd be some wisdom. These are good cards so far, and strength. And then Justice. No, it wouldn't. The order might come through, but there's justice underneath there. It wouldn't be followed because the person who would be given the order is too wise to do something like that. They would have a lot of strength of character to ignore that order, but they don't want to be known as the person who did this. They're worried about their legacy. They're worried about young people and anybody that's around that area, the fallout to the water, the aquifer, wildlife around there. No, if that order was given, it wouldn't be followed. Okay, so I don't think Putin's going to give the order. I think he's using it as negotiation. But should he give the order, it's not going to be followed. Okay, so that's my reading on that. Knock on wood. that I've got this interpretation right. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for supporting my channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.